I just wanted to come on here and talk about the 3 things that I wish I'd known when I was trying to scale from 10K a month to 20K a month. And had I known these things, there probably would have been a little bit shorter of a gap in all the different lessons that I had to learn basically the hard way. So I'm just gonna give this to you. Hopefully you can take it and get to 20K a month as a coach or a agency owner faster. And the first one is a guarantee. So when I first got into business, I looked at a guarantee as almost like you kind of sacrificing your brand a little bit, because then you had to basically like persuade people to work with you by just begging for clients and getting lower quality leads. That's what I thought a guarantee meant. And I looked at Hormozi and all these coaches I had, and none of them had guarantees. And I was like, yeah, why would you have a guarantee? And I had this complete perspective reframe when I invested in a recent mastermind. And basically having a guarantee, the way I look at it now, is like you're just confident that your product has every single tool that the prospect that you're working with needs in order to get the result that they're after. And so obviously there's conditions to your guarantee. Like if the prospect buys your product and they don't use it, then they don't get a guarantee. That's just common sense. But if they use your product and they don't get a result, why should they pay for it? Like your product is just, it's just bad. And so what it does is it makes you build a really freaking good product, but it also makes you think about it differently. Because most people go out to build a product that is good. Most coaches and agency owners have the intent. You probably are thinking about it constantly, like how do I make this product actually get people results? But when you put a guarantee on it, now there's a little bit more on the line, and you start to think through all the potential roadblocks that a client could go through in order to, try and get results from this product. And you start to think about like, what might stop them from actually watching these videos? What might stop them from getting the support they need? What might stop them from, taking the action that they need? What are some roadblocks they're going to hit? And you build those into the product and you prioritize a really good product. And a side note, this is not one of the 3, but it's worth saying, is like when you just prioritize building the best freaking product in your niche, your business is going to, your marketing, number one, doesn't even have to be as good as it would have if you built a bad product. And your business is going to explode in proportion to the amount of time and effort that you put into that product. Because the cost of giving your customers a simple, straightforward, easy process to achieve their dreams, the cost of that is complexity on your end. You can't deliver a simple process without taking on that complexity yourself. And so if you want a simple process to build a product, you're probably going to make it more complex for your customers to use that product. Whereas if you take on the complexity, you go through all the potential roadblocks that they could go through, you build out all the systems, you do some done for you elements in there, you add some one-on-ones, you add some video elements, you do all the hard work that it takes to actually build a good product, it's probably going to be way simpler for your customers to go through it and get good results. And that ultimately should be the result. That's like our obligation as entrepreneurs, is to create an incredible process for our clients that makes it way easier for them to hit the dream outcome that they're after. And so a little bit of a side note there, but that's the first thing. Have a guarantee. It creates product confidence. It also creates this mentality to build something really good. And that's absolutely necessary if you want to stay in the business game for the long term. Like you can sell something bad for a short amount of time. Plenty of people do it. And they're usually out of the info space within 1 to 2 years. And their business plummets because ultimately the reviews and the brand are going to catch up with them. So 1, have a guarantee and build a good product to back it up. 2 is have an avatar. If you think you have an avatar, I guarantee you could have a clearer one. I thought I had an avatar in just the fact that I was targeting school community owners and info product owners. That is so freaking broad. And it worked for sure, but the difference, obviously, I'm talking about the difference between jumping from 10K to 20K a month. For my business personally, it took me from 10K a month to 100K a month when I got really clear on my avatar as far as how they themselves actually structured their product. So what I mean by that is I wasn't just targeting coaches and consultants and agency owners. I was targeting coaches and consultants and agency owners that taught a specific thing and helped people with a specific problem, because I knew I could help those people sell their product better because it was clearer. So for example, I do not work with mindset coaches because I cannot guarantee them results, because it's so much harder to sell that offer and you need a massive brand to do it. And you cannot sell a mindset offer the way you sell a B2B business offer. And so I got super specific on who I helped and who I didn't help, and I put that into my marketing so that when I did target people, it was specific people and I had a message that felt like it was a perfect fit for what they actually needed. Next, and this is the third thing, is going to sound super contradictory considering probably everything you hear from other coaches online, but I added one-on-one back into my offer. And that is something that feels unscalable, and so it goes against every instinct that you have as an entrepreneur and as a coach that wants to make multi-6 figures a month. But here's the thing. The info market is changing. Trust is at an all-time low. And no, are we going to sacrifice the scalability of our offer in order to just meet the market? No, not necessarily. But if you deny what the market actually wants, you are going to suffer. And so it's gonna be harder to close people, you're gonna close them for less, and ultimately that's not scalable either. And so if you add one-on-one and you figure out a way to make it scalable, that's the problem that nobody wants to solve. And ultimately, back to that thing of like taking on the complexity so it's simple for our customers, if you can solve the complex problem, like how do I scale with one-on-one, it's so difficult, but if you get it right, your conversion rates are gonna go through the roof because no one else in your market is probably offering that. None of the other coaches that are coaching sports or that are coaching make money or that are coaching something with weight loss or beauty or business, like they're not offering one-on-one anymore because they're all just like trying to be scalable, and they're not scaling because they're not offering that. And especially, this is the thing that really makes a difference in 2026 is like all the saturation of like different coaching businesses and different info product entrepreneurs and all these people that are saturating the market with these group offers, and also the combination of like AI courses, which is just shit. That is why people are valuing one-on-one more, and it's only going to continue to go up. That trend is going to increase over the next 2 years, and I guarantee you in the next like 24 months there's going to be such a takeover of people that are doing one-on-one again because of the amount of like crappy AI programs that are out there right now. So that's something that you really want to consider. Make sure that you're on top of it, and it's something you can easily add to your offer to set yourself apart. The thing is, you need to be pricing accordingly. So if you're pricing your offer at like 2K and then you offer one-on-one, well, I mean, honestly, most people are not going to value your time at that price point. So you need to make sure that you're priced accordingly, and that's how you can really scale it. Because how does Sam Ovens scale a mastermind? He prices it above $30,000. Same with Charlie Morgan. And they offer one-on-one in that, and they offer different like kinds of support that most people wouldn't offer in their community or in their course because it's priced accordingly. So your scalability might be more of a factor of pricing than the actual deliverables. So make sure you increase your prices, but definitely think about adding one-on-one because it's going to make a huge difference. And yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. If you guys want help implementing the same kind of outbound systems, inbound systems that we are using to hit $25,000 a month, click the link below. You can book a call with my team totally free, or you can just get my totally free course, which is going to show you how to build an offer on Skool that actually converts. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.